Hey y'all, Lisa with Find Us Camping. Today I want to take a few minutes to share with you one of my favorite parts of the RV Trip Wizard program, the driving radii. So I have gone ahead and selected a point on the map. It is Campground in Orlando, and you see the little flag here is indicated by that. If I click on it, it's going to take me there. If I hover over it, it's going to bounce on the screen. When we back out, you'll see that it has the driving radii circles. Now, there's a couple different options when it comes to these circles. They are not just random circles. They are different distances from our starting point. And I have them set up in our trip tools. The trip tools on this side are specific for this trip. Over here under your login, you can set up default settings. And then if you wanted to just change them for a specific trip, you do that over here. So currently what is selected is the Show Classic Driving Radius. And if we scroll down, it's going to show you exactly what that means. So the green ring is going to be 300 miles from our starting point. The yellow ring is going to be 350, and the red ring is going to be 400. So for example, you know that in any given day, you wanted to travel 350 miles, but you'd be willing to stop a little short if the campground you wanted to go to was closer than that, or drive a little further if you wanted to just extend it a little bit to get to that particular campground. This is going to show you what is in those particular radiuses. Now, this is going to give you a direct line from your starting point out 300 miles. So depending on how the roads are that you have to travel to get there, it may not be exactly 300 miles. So the other option here is Show Advanced Driving Circle. This one shows you from your starting point 300, 350, and 400 miles based on the roads you would need to take to get there. This is my personal preference, but I did want to let you know that there are other options, and of course you don't have to have a radius at all, so you can always click that. We're going to stick with Show Advanced, and then briefly I want to discuss up here the driving time estimates. So Use Routing Engine Estimate is going to go by the speeds on the roads, so like a Google Maps, which may not be what you would like to do because in your RV you may not want to travel the speed limit, just depending if it's a higher speed limit in that area. So you always have the option to use your average speed. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to drive 55 miles per hour. Maybe you drive 60 miles per hour, but then you stop every so often for a break that takes 10 to 15 minutes. And when you figure that in, at the end of the day, your average driving speed is 55 miles per hour. So that's something you would figure on your own, and you could enter that here. Just for today's example, I'm going to go with the Use Routing Engine Estimate, and we're going to take a look at the map. So I've changed it so that it's not the circle anymore, but from our starting point, these are the lines that would be 300, 350, and 450 miles. So if we were looking for, say, a campground within that area, we can click up here and show the parks. It's going to show you all the parks within that distance that you have selected. So if we were maybe headed north, we could check out these parks. I have my filters done so that I just have like KOAs and Good Sam's, but you can certainly adjust your filters, to be what the campgrounds that you would like. As you hover over a campground to your right, you'll see it bouncing on the map over there. So if you're looking for a particular one and you find it over here, you can click it. Or if you're just looking for one that's just under that 300 mark or right at that 300 mark, you can click on it. It's going to give you a little bit of information about it, how many stars. If you click more details, most of them have some pictures in here of the resort. It'll usually have their website, their telephone number, Campground Reviews. Will take you to the Campground Reviews page, or you can just go here and click Reviews and it'll give you a few reviews from other users. So these are all great things. The weather will tell you what the current weather is and what it is during different months of the year on average. So we could just say this is that one's not the park we want. Maybe we want to check out this KOA. It has a higher rating. let's say we liked the pictures that they had, it looked maybe like it was nicer or more what we were interested in, then we can just click this. We can say we're going to stay there 2 nights on our way north and add it to our trip. And now it has put it here. So from there, when you click on that campground, it's going to extend your driving radii. So now it's gone further north, and you can see where it comes going south or west if you choose to go west. Now, another thing that I think is really cool that you can use this for, and I'm going to go back to Orlando. Let's say you were looking for something fun to do near the campground that you're staying in Orlando. You can go up here to points of interest, and you can always do like truck stops, and it'll add them into the map if you have particular ones you like to stop at. Or you can come down here to area attractions. So you could hit amusement park. Now for this, let's decrease our distances. So let's say, hey, it would be great if we could find something within 5 miles of the campground, but more realistically, probably 20, and we're willing to travel up to 50 miles in a day. We're going to save that, and it's going to dwindle down. I'm going to take the campgrounds off of here for now so that we can see the other bubbles pop up. So here's still the campground with the green flag, and it's now listed all of the amusement parks in the area. So we can zoom in. Of course, there's Disney's Animal Kingdom, their lodge. I think Epcot is over here. And it's going to tell you when you click on that how far it is from your campground that you're staying at, where your starting point. So 13 miles to Disney's Boardwalk. You could click aquarium, and it's going to show you aquariums within your green, yellow, and red radiuses. So that is cool as well. You can look for any of these points of interest. And if you want, of course, you can switch it back to being the classic radius. And that's what it's going to look like. So I just think that the driving radii is a cool thing. You can use it for driving, for setting up where your next campground is going to be that you're stopping at. You can, in the settings, you can change it not only for miles, but you can tell it you want to go 6 hours a day. When you save that, it's going to give you just one circle. This is 6 hours. Or if you change it to the advanced, it's going to look a little different, but it's still going to give you that 6-hour drive time. And of course, you click here and add your campgrounds in, and you can find a campground. So you can use it for driving, you can use it for planning your trip, or you can use it to check out fun things in the area, when you're at your campground. Give me a restaurant, amusement park, bowling alley, whatever you're looking for within a certain distance of the campground. So really cool feature. I hope you're using it. If you're not, I hope this video was informative and you'll be using it in the future. Thanks for tuning in, guys.